When you heard about the pandemic, what did you think and how did it affect you?
I was one of the people who thought it was just like the flu. It was something that happened abroad and it wasn't affecting us here. But as time went on and it came closer to home, it really began to struck home.
When one of our drivers, Graham Smith, got struck by it and actually died from it, then it actually hit home at how serious it was.
I just got really frightened for everybody's sake. I was more concerned, but I still wanted to come to work as well.
All of a sudden there were no planes, no helicopters, nothing flying around. And I've started to think, wow, it's actually something really serious going on.
I think by the time January came and they were still talking about it, that's when I started to think this could be something.
How did you feel about coming into work every day?
My family, they scared because I was the only one going out to work. I scared myself, but I thought I will be okay if I do the right things. Wash your hands, keep distance.
I felt that we had a duty to carry on. So we had to look after the people who had high risk health issues and things like that, or they had people at home. So I felt it was my duty to sort of make sure there's still a job here for us when it's all ended.
How did lockdown change your life at home and at work?
Well, when the first lockdown came into place, and my mum, because I lived with my mum then, and she then was she was diabetic and she's of a group where, an age where she had to go into self-isolation. So I left home and I went to stay with my son for a while, but then he went on furlough, so I left his and got my own place. So it was the only way I could make sure that I weren't taking anything back to them.
I was quite regimental in my using hand sanitizer. I made sure if I was walking in communal areas I'd have a mask on, and the company provided the blue masks. But I could see how it was affecting my fiancée. She got made redundant because of it, and then she wasn't able to leave the house because she's high risk with the health-wise. It became really difficult. It was a difficult sort of situation.
I was concerned about my family, like my mum and my partner's parents as well, because we couldn't see them due to health issues. Things got, difficult. My partner was worried that I could be bringing it home.
You're scared to go and even see him. Like at one point where you could see him in the garden, you can't. You went there and you think, well, I've just been transporting like 1,000 people probably in a week. I don't know if I don't want to pass it on to my mum. Like normally when I come in and see my kids, I hug them, but I'll go and wash my hands and change clothes before I actually hug them.
A lot of the jobs now are a lot quieter. It's not as busy downstairs. So our team has grown a lot closer together.
In fact, they went way beyond what was expected of them, especially with cleanliness and embracing the rules. Everybody was in because they wanted to be in, and they all wanted to help, and they all wanted to keep the wheels moving and keep the country moving.
And what was it like for the passengers?
They were taking it really seriously. There was majority of the people were getting on with a mask. There was social distancing. They actually thanked you when they got off.
The company did put fantastic measures in, the do not sit here signs on the seat, sit here signs with the crosses and the ticks. The cab was covered up, we had stickers saying exact fare only, no change given, you must wear a mask when you board this bus.
During the pandemic, when did you realise that you became a key worker?
When I hear key worker, I hear nurses, I hear doctors. I don't really think of myself as a key worker, but when you stand back and look at the industry as a whole, we absolutely are. We're getting the doctors and the nurses to work. We're getting the supermarket staff who making sure we've got food. We're getting them to work. We're doing a really important part of it. So it became more important as time went on.
I feel proud to be a key worker. I love my job, like I say, and I like to think that I'm doing my bit to try and keep the country as going as possible.
Yeah, I was happy to think that I was helping the country with against the pandemic and keeping the country running. Yeah.
When did you realise that people were looking at you as a hero
Oh, when we were driving the buses and people would say to us, thank you for doing your job.
A little girl actually made me a card and said, thank you, Mr. Bus Driver, for coming to work and taking my mummy to work. And I did cry. Yeah, I thought, I'm an actual hero here. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
What's the most standout thing of last year in the pandemic?
When on a Thursday night when we all clapped in the depot for the carers and stuff like that, it was very nice.
It brought us closer together because we were all doing a job.
The most outstanding thing was how close we got to our passengers throughout it. That is, there was more people that would actually acknowledge you.
I was driving it normally, and this lady stood up and she said to me, "Thank you."